Hey guys, welcome to Sippin Spillin with Syd and
And
Mike
Mike,
from 3 Mississippi.
whew, that's a bright sun right there.
It's a little warm, bright. It's nice out
It's a
today.
beautiful day
Yeah.
today. We're just kind of walking down here near the pond to take stock of the area. I know, we have plenty of unfinished projects right now, but we're planning a future project as we speak, having to do with the goats, right?
Yes. So if you may remember, when we were in California, we had a couple of goats and she had babies. And Caroline, I milked her. I made goat cheese. I made ice cream. I made all kinds of stuff. I feel like this is a little, like we're not. Yeah, I feel that's better.
You feel better about that?
Yeah, that's better. I feel like we were talking down to the people. I don't know. Anyway, my girlfriend Jen has been keeping her, and they just had Nigerian dwarves, and she had her 2 kids with her that Caroline had, and I had banded the boy, so he was, not going to get anybody in trouble. And but she's got a bunch of Nigerian dwarves that are not banded, that are fully intact bucks, and apparently, one of them managed to get Caroline pregnant, and she kidded a couple of days ago and had 2 girls, and so she's got 2 girls now over there, and so we need to here shortly. We need to get our fencing situated over here so we can get her back over and get her situated.
Trying to turn around, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm trying to find where the light is best here while we chat.
There we go. So anyway, so that was kind of unexpected. Jen didn't realize that Caroline was pregnant, and didn't think that those little Nigerian dwarfs could. She's a Nubian.
Didn't think they were tall enough to get the job done.
Caroline's a Nubian. She's tall, and so she was very willing, apparently, because she had to participate in that evolution in order to make that happen. But yeah, so she kidded 2 healthy girls, and that's very interesting.
So we were actually having a conversation recently about the fact that Syd didn't realize, or she didn't think, when we moved here, that the goats would be in daycare for as long as they've been.
Right.
It was on the list of things that we needed. We need to build a chicken coop. We need to build a brooder. We need to get the garden started. We need to build a pen where she can keep her goats. And it's kind of been an in that order thing. Although the chicken coop, brooder, and garden, I've been switching back and forth between the 3 because I needed to focus on the garden because it was that time of year. Anyway, we've done 0 for the goats.
Yeah, we have not worked on the fencing or anything like that. So it's definitely it's coming up.
Yeah, so now we're thinking somebody's shooting a lot.
They are.
I don't know if y'all can hear that.
Probably not, because we're mic'd right now. I don't know if they'll be able to hear it, but yeah, they were shooting earlier and then they stopped, and now they're really shooting.
Yeah, that's a high-powered rifle.
Yeah. But we've got our first batch of Mississippi meat birds coming this week. And unfortunately, since the brooder's not finished yet in the coop, I went and got another stock tank. So I'm setting up a temporary brooder for those guys to get started in. That will only hold them for about a week and a half before they're going to be too big for it. And then they'll only be in the brooder for about 3 more weeks before they need to go into the chicken tractor. So,
which we haven't even started building yet.
Right. So I am a little bit stressed. I'm not going to lie. I am a little bit stressed about that.
I feel you.
Yeah. So just because I feel like, the animals are my babies, and I'm like, I feel unprepared right now.
We are totally unprepared.
And I'm not excited about that. But we'll get it done. Sometimes he works best under pressure, where he just all of a sudden he like hits a corner and he just like bangs a bunch of stuff out, and I'll come home one day and a bunch of stuff is like done because he managed to get some time and the weather was just right or whatever. But we are facing like a week solid of rain right now after
We
today.
are.
So
After today, yeah,
yeah,
starting tomorrow, we got, I think of the next 7 days, there's
it's like
one day
6
in the
days of
forecast
rain.
that's not rain.
Yeah. And
And
that
that's
day's
going to be
even
so
like,
muddy,
yeah,
not going to be able to do anything. So,
yeah,
yeah, it's a little concerning.
yeah.
It's a little concerning. Um, I don't know what the next 2-3 weeks look like.
I don't know. And like Tim always says, oh, YouTubers, we only ever talk about the weather. But man, when you're trying to do projects outside, it really, and especially like, with Mike's job and everything, trying to find the time to squeeze things in because there's things that I can't do that he does, and so it's very hard to kind of get things done sometimes in the time frame that we would like because of those factors. So we thought we had padded ourselves enough time. So we are a little bit scoosh behind schedule.
Oh, yeah, we're more than a skosh.
Well, yeah, I wasn't trying to call you out, but
Hey, look,
but
it's not all me. I mean, I can't do it all.
I know,
You know,
I know.
Mother Nature's gotta comply, and she tends not to.
That's true. But anyway, so getting the meat birds this week. Hopefully, I'll have them settled in the brooder once they get here, probably midweek or so. And then we actually we got the big branch down here. That'll be in a video this week. That got hit during one of the storms a couple weeks ago that we had real bad wind and broke a tree branch off,
Big
but it was a
branch.
big branch, like a branch that if it fell would kill you.
And it was
branch.
hanging up there trying to fall on you.
And so, but it was one of those things where he needed like another big guy to help him, like make sure that it went down right. So,
It
Ryan,
turns out I didn't need it,
it was just nice to have.
but it's nice to have.
Yeah, we didn't know, we
So,
weren't sure exactly which way it was going to fall, and it was
yeah.
kind of hard to see. But I do think that last couple storms we had helped it loosen a tad because it was way more like up before yesterday, I feel like.
Hard
But
to say.
I don't know. But
It's a big
anyway,
branch, big tree.
yeah.
It came down. Now it's laying in the yard.
Yeah, and it's chopped up, and yeah. So hopefully that will be in one of the videos coming up this week. You'll get to see that whole debacle of pulling it out of the tree.
Another video, I don't know when this is going to come out, but something cool we did today after church. We went over to our neighbor Alan's house. You guys have seen our neighbor Alan a few times now. He built the gates that are going on the chicken coop run. Oh,
I knew he was going to do that.
Why didn't you warn me?
Because I thought he was not going to, and I thought I was crazy.
He literally just jumped up and put claws in my back.
Okay.
I'm very angry.
I thought he was just going to like grab your leg. Like, I didn't think he was going to try to mountain climb you.
That was not cool. He has no idea how close he came to dying right now.
He was standing back there meowing because he wanted attention, and then he just leaped onto like the middle
and
of my
just
back.
like literally grabbed my shoulder blades.
Oh, I just saw a big fish jump in the pond. Well, not big because the fish in that pond are not very big, but I did just see a
I'm
fish
about
jump.
to feed our cat to him.
Oh, he just went over there.
Not cool. Anyway, whew. While Bunko's trying to die. Yeah, so after church we went to Alan's house, and Alan has built a fish trap. And you guys have probably seen versions of this fish trap. We all had them when we were kids. They're round, and they got the kind of the cones that come in on the ends, and crawfish or minnows or whatnot can get in there.
But they can't get out.
But they can't get out. That's right. So Alan built a extremely large version of that concept, and it's rectangular, and we went and baited it and kind of went over it and dropped it off the dock in his pond today. So we're going to go check it in a few hours and see if we can catch anything in it. I think it's going to catch catfish. I think it's a catfish catcher. That's what I think. If we don't catch anything by the end of the day today, he's going to let it sit overnight. But hopefully we're going to wind up with a catch, clean, and cook video out of that. And from a self-sustainable prepper concept, that's a cool thing to have if it works, because you can always go sit down on a shoreline somewhere and fish, and and catch dinner. But if you can build a trap that you can throw out there and let it sit, and you can now put your efforts into something else and let it catch you dinner, and then just go back and pull it up.
Or as Alan says, he likes to fish, but he's lazy. So he wants to use this trap. All that casting is so exhausting.
And I don't know if that is legal in
like if you were to go
like
to
in navigable water somewhere.
But this is his own pond.
But on your own private property, in your own private pond or lake, you can totally do this. And in a scenario where, you know, you were trying to survive, you know, it has hit the fan, we don't really care about laws at that point, right? So yeah, so you could do that in any waterway. But I don't think catching game fish in a trap like that for your own consumption is, I think there's laws around that. So y'all don't just go say, hey, Mike from, you know, 3 Mississippi said
I could go build a trap and throw it in the Mississippi River. No, we didn't say that.
check your local laws.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a fish jump over there in the pond. And I hope Bunko knows how to swim, because him and I are gonna have a talk after this. He snuck up behind me and jumped.
He chose violence, and sometimes he uses his murder paws.
And he stuck for a second. Like he grabbed a hold, and paws went into my shoulder blades.
Yeah, he does that on my thigh sometimes. He'll jump up because he wants my attention if he's following me. And he followed us because, you know, when we take our walks,
I thought
he follows us.
It felt like a wasp.
No, it was Bunko.
Like multiple wasps. No. But I realized it was Bunko, which is why I didn't do the wasp dance.
So we missed out on the wasp dance? I feel like that's something we need to see.
When I realized it was Bunko, I just like I saw red for a second. I was about to turn around and just teach him to fly. But
he's over like laying by the pond now.
Yeah. The wasp dance. It's no fun. Wasps are starting to build their nests now.
I know. I'm not a fan.
I found a couple of them and eradicated them. They're building one. They're building two in the chicken coop that we're building right now. So I got to get out there and kill them. I'm gonna try to get one or two more wasps in there together before I spray them.
Yeah, and I've got to here probably in the next few weeks at some point. And I mentioned this before. I'm gonna, you know, after all the rain and everything in winter, I gotta wash out the outside of the house real well. And the underneath of the porch, I want to get painted blue to help maybe cut down on some of the sand dabbers and any wasps and things like that. So,
speaking of after the winter, let's take a walk over here. I want to show you guys the area that we burned.
Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
If you were watching when we burned, what was that? It's probably been,
I would say it's been about 3 weeks.
Been about 3 weeks, maybe a month, but I'm just going to spin around right now. And I want you to see this amazing green field behind us. And then if you look back there, you kind of see a line where it's not as green. It's kind of yellow. That's where we stopped burning. So the area that we burned is actually coming back faster than the area that we did not burn right now.
Yeah.
And healthier. And it looks amazing.
And you can see like the closer to, like this was the more intense burn kind of right in front of us, and you can see the little spurts just starting.
Where she's talking about up underneath these trees.
Like right here, there's little spots of green.
And there's less sunlight under there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like out here, I mean, this pecan tree, that's a big pecan tree. From this pecan tree all the way to that big pine tree right there, I burned this whole field. And if you look more straight down on it, you can see, I mean, you can see a lot of dirt in between the tufts of grass, because we burnt everything that was dead off of here.
Yeah, there was a lot of pine needles over here because there's a whole row of pine trees right here. So there was a bunch of pine needles here and leaves and just schmegma.
But I mean, what's coming back is coming back super healthy and super green. And I think this is going to be considerably better pasture because of the burn. In fact, I'm going to burn that whole pasture down there where I'm doing the garden. As soon as we get a dry enough spell, I'm gonna burn that.
Yeah.
She's walking away from me.
No, I'm sorry. I was.
Bunko's back. I gotta keep an eye out for him. If he
he's,
goes into
he's
attack
over here
mode
loving
again.
on me. It's because I wasn't paying attention to him. It was my fault
Oh, it's your fault that
he attacked
he
you.
needs so much attention.
Yeah. Well, I do give him lots of attention. So, and I cut our cuddle time on the porch this morning short with my coffee because I had to get in. I got a sourdough starter from someone at church, and it's not what I've ever known as a sourdough before. Like this is like a Amish potato flake or potato sourdough. And when you open the starter, I mean, it smells like sourdough, but it's that was just mean, Michael. He just kicked a dirt mound at the cat.
It was an anthill.
Oh, is that what that was? I couldn't see from here. But anyway, so I was making, it was time to actually bake off my loaves. And so my timer went off and I had to go into, whoa, hi there. Yeah, do you know? I had to go in and check the timer and stuff. So he's maybe feeling a little needy. But I made a bunch of bread. I did forget to grease the pans. That was a problem. And my oven temp was a little bit off. That was a problem too. But I'll have this dialed in by next week.
Take a look at this burn line, guys. Can you see kind of where I'm standing, where it's green right over here and it's browner over here? Green. This is literally the line of where I stopped burning.
Yeah.
I just drove through here. I burned until it was getting dark. And then
we had that storm coming that night.
We had a storm coming that night, but I didn't want to let it keep burning while I wasn't out here watching it. So as it was starting to get dark and I needed to stop, I came along with a zero turn and just drove along the edge of the burn line with the blower pointed in towards the burn, and it put it out. So that was, you know, that's why there's such a straight line at the end of the burn.
Yeah.
And then we haven't had another time to burn since then.
There's been something, yeah. Either it's raining,
right,
and stormy, or
we're
working on the coop, or something. So
we need about 4 or 5 days of no rain, and then I can burn, because I want to burn this whole creek line down here. I want to burn all that out, all the way down to the county road, and all the way to as far as you can see, actually. I want to burn a lot.
He wants to burn everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's okay. We're gonna keep the matches away from him for a little bit longer because Mississippi is gonna be raining right here pretty soon for the next few days. So
next 6
days. He's gonna have to wait a while before he can strike a match. But thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you. Shaping up to be a busy week. Lots of time at church this week. Lots of extra services and good fellowship. So we're gonna be cramming in extra busyness this week, that's for sure. But I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I hope you're kicking it off well. And we will see you tomorrow. Oh, that's very close.
Push stop.
Oh, what are you doing?